Hi folks, Rick here. Welcome to my channel. Alright, just got done racing the Extreme XC Insanity at the Sanatorium. If you haven't raced this track or heard of it before, it's actually a closed down state of Illinois, you know, insane house type of thing. It's been closed down. They're trying to, I think, get it open for tours, and they have races there, so it's really a cool place. But yeah, so today's race was pretty good. Really lucked out with the weather. A lot of rain yesterday. And so the track was really good, really slimy in the woods, but that was okay. It had a lot of rain yesterday, and yesterday the dirt bikes raced, and so there was a lot of big ruts from them having to navigate. So that added a little bit of trickiness to it. A lot of hills, a lot of downhills. The downhills was, you know, with the grease on it, was just difficult to navigate. You just shot down, and some of these things were really steep. You had to be careful on those. The uphills and stuff like that didn't really have any. It had some really good steep hills. They started getting a little bit tricky as the day went on. Some ruts started to develop, in that sort of thing. People got stuck, but overall good day. Didn't have any issues, and you just couldn't beat the weather today. It was just absolutely perfect. So complete win. Now just enjoying that drive home. So yeah, again, great time here at the Extreme. The Extreme Series there always puts on a good race there, and so this was the first chance I had an opportunity to race with them this year. I think this is my 6th series so far this year, as I keep just racing ones that are closer to my house. This was about 3.5 to 4 hours away, which isn't close, but it's closer than 6. But anyway, yeah, great day. Bike ran good, didn't have any issues, and making my way back home. So enjoy the video. Take care. Alright folks, at the Extreme Cross Country Insanity at the Sanatorium. So this is actually at an old, closed down insane asylum. So it's a pretty cool property overall. First time I've had a chance to race it there. Haven't walked the track, so don't really know what to expect on this one here. So let these guys go off here and make sure I don't get roosted. There we go. So it's kind of odd start. You can see we got that tree right in our way. It's not my way there. You just got to get on either side of it. I don't really get a great start. My bike didn't fire up right away, and so after I got around the first turn, I was pretty much last, I think, going into the woods, which is okay. I think we're on the row. I'm in 40 plus senior, and I'm on the row also with Vet C as well, so they're a lot faster. So you can see here, not a very good start. Yeah, that puts me about last place right here. Watch, there's a really bad accident right here. See that guy who flips up there. I'm not sure if he's got a hurt leg. He's just kind of hanging out right there. I think he gets up and moves. So it's pretty cool here. The track, you can see this is a tad bit of dust. That's really about it. I mean, it's the ground's just perfect. There really isn't any dust hardly to speak of. I mean, you really, at least you can't complain about the dust. But the track is really slimy, and so stuff like this right here. This is unbelievably steep, and there's like no stopping. So you're you got the rear brakes locked up, and you're on the front brakes, but you got to use on the steer as well. So it's just, these downhills are treacherous. So a little bit of mud here and there from yesterday. It really rained hard yesterday. The bigger thing from the rain yesterday was the bikes race yesterday as well, and they really got some big ruts here. If you look down the middle, you'll see a lot of these ones here where there's a center rut you got to watch out for. So made it a little bit tricky, but most of it's just slimy. Yeah, it's hard to see here with the sun in and out there, but you see some of those dirt bike ruts, you know, down the center and that kind of stuff. But really can't complain about the track. There is a long water section on here, but it's just, you're just getting splashed with water. It's not really mud, so really turned out perfect conditions here. But it does get these ruts here, do make things a little bit tricky. And a lot of times the sliminess on the track goes away after a while. It did not do that here, and after a while some of these hills really started to get tricky and stuff like that. So it just, stuff got kind of harder and harder, more tricky, more sketchy as the day went. But the first lap here is not too bad. I'm just kind of, again, I'm not have a clue where I'm going here, so I'm just trying to watch out and make sure I don't run into something or tip over. Yeah, so I think that was the super senior class. One of those guys actually would take the overall. But this isn't so bad. We're at the kind of a bottom section here, and we're going to come up to some hills here. There's a pro hill that will be coming up. I'll kind of explain that a little more. I don't end up taking that one, but the go around is no different than a pro hill. It's kind of weird. But we're just blasting down this section here. This is a little bit of a fast section here once you go through it once. But we get into some tight stuff here again. So here, just was a little indecisive here on which way to go. They were kind of pointing us to one way, so we're just going up here. This thing right here is 45 degrees to the right there, and then now we're in this little ditch. So you're kind of got one wheel on one side, one wheel on the other. A little bit tricky. You just got to go, once you get past that off-camber thing there, you got to get hard on the gas because it got really muddy as the day went, but not too bad. Didn't really have any problems with that one. You just kind of had to watch it and look at it as you go. But here's another really bad downhill here again. It's just, I mean, I'm on the brakes as hard as you can go right here. Again, this one right here, there's one coming up later in the race. It's almost like a drop-off, and I just was like 50-50 on whether I'm going to face plant. That's how steep it was. The rest of them aren't so bad. You just got to be careful of them. Going here again, just trying to decide where to go. I think that one there, if I'm not mistaken, was the Pro Hill. And this bypass is no different. We're going right up the same hill, and the problem is at the very top of this hill you have to make a sharp right, and it goes right across this section. So right at the top of this hill here, everyone's coming. There's a person waving you off. This guy's here pointing the wrong direction there, but there's a guy at the top that kind of stands up there all day and watches for traffic. But that hill at the bottom of this bypass, I don't know what the Pro Hill looked like, but this one here, it had a whole bunch of humps down the bottom of it. And then once you got over there, it was like straight up and down. You had to shot up on there. On one of my later laps, I decided to, and it was just getting slicker, so I decided to hit it faster. I hit it in third gear, and you just started bouncing. So I kind of lost some traction, and then when my wheels finally hooked up after getting through the bumps, I started to pull the old wheelie. So that didn't work out very good for me either. But I went up and over. I didn't have any issues there. But it was a little bit of a tricky hill for sure. Then again, just hoping that someone wasn't going to come right across in front of you. It wasn't any issue there. If they were to wave you off, you couldn't stop. It was so steep at the top. If you stopped, you would have just flipped right over backwards. And the first time you hit the ground probably would have been 20 feet down there. So that wouldn't have been a good deal. You just got to get up there and do your best. But I didn't have any issues though. Now we're kind of up here next to the road. This is it's really ruddy right here, so it's tough to get any speed going. We're kind of up on, I would say, what's on the main level. Just kind of working our way here. They got a bit of zigzagging back and forth across this area right here, just add some length to the track, some switchbacks and stuff like that. And other than just being super bumpy, it's really not too bad what's whatsoever. Yeah, so this corner right here, every time I went by it, even though it was clearly marked, and even though I went by it several more times, I always felt I wanted to go straight. So every time I went around that corner, it was like hard on the brakes, and it's like, oh, it went that way. Yeah, this thing here, besides bumpy, it had a whole bunch of like 2-inch nubs of trees that were cut off. It's just like they kind of showed up. I didn't really notice it this lap, but the subsequent laps there, man, it was just all over the place there, and I was kind of zigzagging. I was kind of hoping I wasn't going to get a flat tire, but never had any issue. Yeah, so here I'm just kind of gritting my teeth trying to get through. Then, and right here it's not so bad. It opens up here and it gets a little bit more flatter. You just got to get out of here, but I'm not really sure where we're going, so just ripping along here a little bit, and then I can't really see anything. Then right here I don't really know where to go. I'm kind of looking around and like, alright, keep going straight. But this is a pretty fun section there. Once on the second lap there, you get to go pretty fast, so you can see some of the administrative houses right here. So this little hump right here is a bad one. Man, some people are really hitting that thing, and ends up being a really big kicker. So now we're coming up here again. Now we're getting up to, I don't know if you can really see it, but we're going to get up to some of the old, you know, the actual old buildings that are closed down. You can see them off to the left there a little bit. But it's really an old facility. So here we're going to just drop down. This is a pretty big drop off. It's got a bunch of whoops in it on the way downhill, so you just got to pay attention. And then we're going to shoot across the road here. I'm just letting some of these guys here behind me get by as we're going to get up here into some tight stuff here. Just want to make sure I'm not going to hold anybody up. But coming up in here, right here, you can't even see where you're going right here. That dark spot that you can see there, it was just pitch black until you got up here under the shade. Then it's turned out to be pretty easy just going up along. Obviously, there are a lot of tree roots and stuff there to get by, but just trying to get rid of this class, let them get by me there. They're coming up hard, and we'll get going. But here's another one of these really steep downhills, and it just got slicker and slicker. But again, this one wasn't a bad one. Again, it's a little ways till we get this really nasty one. But here again, didn't really know where to go right there, so just kind of looking around. We're going to come up here, and yeah, that guy cut around. That whole thing there was an off-camber one. It turned out to be tough. I ended up taking a bypass route there. I don't know, the second or third lap. But that was a little bit tricky there, but I didn't have any issues with it whatsoever. Just plowing along here on some off-camber stuff, trying to get going. Stay out of the ruts. Yeah, this is a downhill section here. It's not too bad. It's really rough going down, and then just a quick shoot up the other side. Then right here, you kind of go off to the left. It's no issues whatsoever, but the next couple of laps there, I don't know if someone was just digging a hole, but people were getting stuck on the way up there, high-centered that, and then you had to come up with a new route, and that was a little bit, I had to end up going straight, and there really isn't a good way to go straight, but I made it up over it. So yeah, now we're just kind of down the middle of a couple of trees here, make a tight turn. Up this little hill, got a little tiny sapling right in the middle. Someone else coming behind me, I think. Yeah, starting to get a little hot today. Yeah, I had to stop a couple times there and just get a drink of water there. It's just, I think it was humid more than anything. It was probably, I think it was high 70s or something like that. But I don't know what the deal was there, but I really was getting thirsty this race. Checking this out, not sure where this little pass went there, but that was a little bit of a shortcut. Yes, some of these sections are fairly tight. but it's not too bad. This is a tad bit off camber, but nothing really bad. I just, I complain so much about off camber. I hate even complaining about that, because that was there really wasn't much on this thing other than that one ditch thing that we went through. That was probably 10 feet of 45-degree angle stuff there. There really wasn't nothing where you're just so much really hanging off to the side, which was nice. So I hate that. It's really bad on my back. So this one didn't really have anything like that, just some minor stuff here and there. So this is a real tight section here. Again, a lot of this was really tore up from the day before, so just kind of working your way through it here. Trying to figure out where the road goes. So we're kind of back out here next to the road. Feel on a little bit of the gas here. I'm not sure for how long or how far, so a little bit of mud. Yeah, so here you can't really see, but there's two people stuck right on this darn hill. They're wedged right there, and I'm looking at them. There's no place to go. I'm trying to find another route. I see that guy going. I don't know if he's taken a different way, but I decided to go this way and just see. I think he's might have been giving up or going down, but here's another path here I decided to take just to get around those guys. You can see them over there now. They're just stuck right there. There's no way to get around them, so took a little bit of bypass here, got up and over this hill, and would get going. It wasn't really too bad, but it was really ruddy on that particular thing there. You had to really pay attention to what you were doing to get up over that there when I got to the next lap. So they must have just got stuck on there. Just didn't get a good run up that hill or something. Now we're coming along here. I think, yeah, so this here, they got a nice mark. Jump ahead, but it's a little bit of a jump here right into this water. I don't jump it, but you got to watch out. It's really steep, and then this thing here really got deep. A lot of people were getting stuck right here, and it's a typical deal. Unfortunately, once you get stuck, the best way out of this stuff is just to peg your throttle and just let it sit there until you can't even see your bike anymore. And unfortunately, when that happens, there you get a couple people doing that, and it makes it impassable by everybody. And so as the day went on, that just started capturing more and more people there, and it really got tough. You really had to hit that thing hard to try to get through it. So this creek section right here, so this thing, it was a little bit muddy right in here. You had to watch out, but it was actually, for the most part, relatively hard packed and rocky and just watery. So you could just fly through this stuff like in third gear pretty much as fast as you can go. You're just getting covered in water the whole time, but it's not really muddy. I'm kind of going through here. I don't know if there's any rocks, any holes, so I'm not going super fast. I go down this thing far enough, to be honest with you, on this first lap right here, about, if I'm not mistaken, I'm starting to wonder whether or not I didn't miss the get out. It's like, man, I've been going down this for a while, and there hasn't been any markers. Now this guy here is making us go this way. I wasn't sure if this was the route or if this was a shortcut. This ended up actually being the route. So we just keep going down this thing, and we're going to come up to what I think is a pro hill. I never could get a look at it, but I end up going straight here. So right here, you go through this bad spot. The pro hill right there goes up to the right, and then this section right here. This whole section right here ends up just, as the race go on, again, I think several people got stuck. It got so bad, I hit that little, what looked like nothing right there. I ended up hitting that thing in third gear, and my bike just stuck to the ground. I almost went over the handlebars, and I barely got through the darn thing in a couple laps. It really got deep. This wasn't the water, this was after the water. So it just, somebody got dug in here. So now we're back down in the creek here again, just for a little quick in and out here. So, by this time I'm kind of soaking wet, but to be honest with you, it was so hot this day, it was kind of a little bit refreshing going through that water, to tell you the truth. Yeah, a little bit of a muddy section there. Not too bad. Yeah, so this is a little tricky area right here. It just was uphill, a little bit off camber, had a bunch of big ruts, had a bunch of roots in it there, so pick your path, you know, pay attention to what you're doing, and you went up and over it there. But there was a few people I seen that got stuck on that thing. But you can see overall here, it's pretty dark in here. I mean, the tree cover, and it's actually, the sun's out. It's a pretty darn bright day. Like you can see over there, that truck is really kind of, it's you know, even that car that went by there, they're super bright. It's trying to filter it out here, so it's just really dark in here. There's a lot of tree coverage, real dense in here. It's kind of cool. I didn't have any problems seeing, which is good because it's fairly consistent. It's either really dark or real light. It's not a lot of where you're just swapping back and forth. So I didn't have any visibility problems like you can get sometime when it's like this. Plodding along through here again, trying to keep up, trying to figure out where we're going. It's tough not, really be nice to have the energy and the time to go and pre-walk this stuff there. I used to do some of it in the past, but this one would have been a long ways to do. But got somebody here buried. It's a big pit, and it's really nasty on the right side. That guy there that was pushing his bike back just didn't get going straight. There he goes there. This guy here thankfully gets off. There's a guy way off to the right. I thought maybe there was a go around there, but there's a big log. So there's the only way to go is really right there where this guy is stuck. So they're trying to figure out how to get going. The guy was nice enough, the help, and then this guy here does a good job of getting started. He unfortunately just roosts the shit out of the guy that's helping him push. You just see that. It's like, oh well, he's done now. He's out of breath. And he's full of mud there. So I was wanting to let him go ahead there because he's faster than me. But I think he's taking a break. So I'll get by in there. I don't want to hit him. And you get over here. So this really isn't so bad. You just pop right through. But there was just to the right of where I went through was just a big hole. There's nothing you can do about it. And this whole section right here ended up getting really muddy. I don't know if we started carrying up some water up there, but it really got deeper and deeper. Wasn't any problems there, but yeah, it was a lot of spinning. Stuck in the mud when I went by him, but I'm not sure. I think that bike stayed there for the rest of the day, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. Does got some tight stuff. In this section right here, yeah, we're gonna go down. This one is really, so there's a path to the right of this tree with that arrow on it, and then this one right here, you can't go straight because you'll hit the tree. So I'm like, I got this thing hogged down here, and then just trying to stop and steer at the same time. It's just if you came off that with any speed and didn't see it there, you'd just probably into one of those trees at the bottom. Just slick. It really wasn't anything big, but it's just slick going down here. Now I'm trying to figure out here where to go. Straight is a steep spot, so I'm going up here. This is at an angle. It's a really nasty line, and just trying to get on this thing here. I ended up going to the left on I think lap 3, if I'm not mistaken, and somewhere on the thing, it was really steep. I ended up there catching a little bit of a rough, and then it sent me way to the left. So then I was going up that hill where no one had gone, and it was super steep, and my front end came up, and then my left tire got traction, and I started making a right turn into some trees, and thankfully there, the front end went down, and it looked like I was a professional going up that thing. I had no issues. So this here where the guy's coming at us, there's two guys, I think, that are flipped over on an almost straight downhill. This is the second piece, and both of them suck. So this thing here, where this guy's going down right now, is steep, and then the last 10 feet's like just a drop off, and you literally, your front just hits the bottom, and you'll hear me cuss as soon as this front end hits. So there's these two guys. So that little line there, I took this one here a couple times and it's like, well, I'm going to try that one. Normally once I get something that I've navigated, I just stick with it, but I decided it was so terrible, I decided to go down the other one. The other one, you went down gradually about halfway, but then the last 10 feet was just ridiculous. Like half the track was straight down, the other half had a rutted in it. Oh, it was bad. So a little bit of a mud pit here coming out. Again, not too bad. You had to watch out on that one there. They did, somebody was, I don't know if they got stuck there, but they were routing me a different way, just through the bushes there, a little bit to the left through the bushes there on one of the last laps I was going through. I didn't have any problems, but they were apparently, between my times going through it there, it must have dug a big hole or something. Section going through right there. See everyone just kind of taking it easy. It's just, and this one here, I really wanted to go to the right. I'm not sure if that was where the track went the other way, but this is kind of a fresh cut area. You end up coming back to the same area. Spot in here. There's a few decent kind of hills in here that's really fun. One of them that's really odd, I'll point out to you. This is the downhill section. Now there's one of I felt like I wanted to go to the right the whole time, and I didn't notice it, but you could go to the right, but then I kept stopping, and one time I had to back up because I kept missing the turn. It was really odd. So this was a pretty good. It was really slick there, some ruts. Just stay on the gas evenly, and I never had any issues. It did get a little bit tore up. You can see here there's a lot of ruts right down the center of that, where the dirt bikes were at. That hill's coming up here somewhere. You'll see me. I might stop on the side of it here. I think there was two different ways you could go. I think on my last lap, I started to go down one way, and then I corrected, then I started looking, it's like, holy cow, I think that's actually a second route. So I never did go that way, it just kept throwing me off. I don't know what the deal was. It's coming up here somewhere. Yeah, this is just a really rough corner here. This is a little off camber, I'm just taking it slow. It's not a big deal, just one of those one corner type of deals. This one right here, so this is the section here, so this is the one I kept wanting to go to the right, and it's like, no, the track goes this way. It actually goes both ways, and I just didn't see it, but I kept, there was a lot of times I went down there. In fact, I don't know, it was the second or third lap, I actually backed up because I thought, oh, damn, I missed that turn again. But it was just, I don't know why it is, there's, even if you go down the same route several times, there's like some parts of the track you just can't memorize. I don't know what it is. I memorize a lot of it, and other stuff, it doesn't matter how many times I go by, I just keep making the same mistake every time. That was one of them. the other track one. The way I went was pretty easy. Had a couple up and down hills, pretty nice running through them. So I like the way I went. I don't know if it was better or worse or not. So we're getting ready to, I think, come to the end of this section, and we're going to get back into the close to the starting line here somewhere. If I'm not mistaken. I don't know how many miles this one. This was a fairly long, fairly decent sized track. I just don't have the, watching the video, I just don't remember where I'm at the whole time. I feel like, I know we're back on the side of the property where the start finish is, so we should be, I think we are. So we should be getting close to the end here, I think. So this here, this section right here, you can see on the left side there's a big ditch. So it wasn't bad, it's just really, really rough. As the day went, that really got tore up. Yeah, here's one more mud hole, just trying to get through there. It looked like there was a hole. I never had any issues. This thing right here was super slick. Yeah, so here we are. This is the end, finally. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it there. I think I put 2 more laps, my GoPro died out, so enjoy that. I do get going faster. The track gets worse. There's a lot of cool things coming up, so enjoy the race. Appreciate you watching. Hit that subscribe button. Hear me yelling out my number. I'm 229 with this series, so I think I'm 222, 224, 225, 229, 447, and something else. I can't remember. So anyway, enjoy the video and take care. Which way? This way? All right, thank you.